Hello lovely people, how are you doing? This month in Andrew's Tips, we are going to look at winespectator.com. We're going to look at something that you may know, right? You probably know one side of it, but you probably don't know the other side of it. You've probably heard of blind tasting, which is tasting without seeing the wine, but you probably haven't heard of dry tasting. Let's have a look. Right, so today we're going to be looking at this dry tasting note, or it's even a game, which is even better because it makes everything more competitive and it makes things more fun. So we are going to go to the part where it says wine IQ, and there you will find a submenu underneath where there are lots of other lovely things that you can read about and watch, etc. But as you can see here, there is this last tab here, which is what I am tasting. If you click on that, you will go to a tasting note. And what I am tasting, it is a tasting game. It says here, this structured and vibrant red displays blackberry, black olive and beef flavors. Play the game. Brilliant game. I'm going to do it live. So if I make any mistakes, it's not a problem. We're not perfect. So our blind tasting game without the tasting. Yeah, this is why I said dry tasting. It's blind tasting if you cannot see the wine, but it's also dry tasting if you do not actually taste the wine. Can you identify a wine just by reading its tasting note? So we have the tasting note here. It says impressively structured and polished with a vibrant backbone of minerality and tannins wrapped in spirited blackberry, black olive and smoky pepper beef flavors, building towards medium grain tannins. Lots of vocabulary to look at. You can take a dictionary if you don't know the words, and then you will also have the possibility of seeing how professionals write tasting notes. Now, if we play the game, I would say I pick out a few specific points, which would be, for example, blackberry, red fruits, and black fruits, sorry. You got the black olive note and also smoky pepper. This is also quite important. And medium grain tannins. Now, I would go to probably Syrah, or Syrah. Now, you click on Syrah and you go down to the next one, right? So I've clicked on Syrah. If I go down to the country, I would think, my guess, I would put Syrah in Australia. Probably in Australia it's Shiraz, yeah? But I'll go with Australia. And then if I put it in Australia, I would definitely, out of all of these, I would definitely put it in Margaret River if it was Australia. And then I would go back to the tasting note. Spirited blackberry, black olive, smoky pepper beef flavors. So I think there's definitely some age there, and also medium grain tannins. So the tannins have rounded off a little bit. So I would definitely say it's not a young wine. I would say it's between probably 3 to 5 years old. And then we go down to submit, and I made a mistake there and there. So then it gives you the correct answers. It was Syrah. It wasn't Australia. It was Washington. And if it's Washington, obviously it's not going to be Margaret River. It's going to be Walla Walla Valley. And I was right when it came to 3 to 5 years. Right. So it makes you think about everything a little bit. And if you go down a little bit further, it says show me the answers. And you can actually read the notes they give you and why it's one thing and not another. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. Okay? It tells you here why it's Syrah, why it's not Australia. Yes, Australia is well known for its Shiraz, which I said before. And here, so it was a Syrah from Washington. If it was Washington, it was Walla Walla Valley. And the age, and obviously it also talks about the wine and how many points it got. So, hope you enjoyed it, and see you next month. Bye bye, lovely people.